The Greens Leader Adam Bandt joins us now in the studio with, a stunning prop. Adam, good morning.
Good morning.
Big Red making a debut today.
There we go. Now, we don't mind a prop on News Breakfast. I'm going to get you to sort of awkwardly hold that for a minute while we just touch on the big story of the day, and that is, of course, all the reaction to Trump's tariffs. You've been pretty consistent in your views on the US-Australia alliance and the Trump administration well before even last year's election. Do you see this as an opportunity to try to wind back some of the things in the US-Australia alliance that you don't like AUKUS as an example, but maybe other things as well?
Well, I think it's very clear that we should be detaching ourselves from Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump is dangerous, danger to peace, danger to democracy, danger to Australia. We're hearing very clearly these aren't the acts of a friend. But still Australia acts as if Donald Trump is going to ride to the rescue. But when it comes to defence, for example, I think this is an opportunity for Australia to detach itself from Donald Trump, have a much more independent relationship. We've got the capacity to now forge those new alliances with other countries that Donald Trump is doing this to, but we should certainly not be tying ourselves at the hip to Donald Trump now and basing our whole defence policy on Donald Trump riding to the rescue.
I just want to, AUKUS has bipartisan support, so it's not going anywhere. It doesn't look like it. I'm curious what you think this might mean for the election campaign. Generally, uncertainty favours incumbency. Is this a good thing, do you think, for Anthony Albanese?
Well, I think it's really put on the agenda what should Australia's relationship with the United States be. Peter Dutton wants to bring Trump-style politics to Australia. Anthony Albanese wants to bring Trump to Australia. He invited him. Like in the middle of all of this, he's invited him to come to Australia and visit. And
it's
we're
a bit
saying
of flattery, though, right? He's trying to play on his ego to kind of get Australia a better deal.
Well, I don't think that's how you should relate to bullies like Trump and demagogues like Trump. I think clearly, take a look at the Ukraine, for example. They hoped that Donald Trump would always be there for them, and clearly he left them in the lurch. And so this should be an opportunity, I think, to reset the relationship with the United States. But instead, they're talking tough, Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton, but behind the scenes it is more of the same. Other countries like Canada are saying, no, we're going to reassess our relationship with Donald Trump, and Australia should do the same.
OK, Adam, we've got to talk about the big toothbrush.
The toothbrush in the room.
We can't not talk about it. Obviously, you want dental in Medicare. Now, the parties have said, yeah, this is great, but it's going to cost too much. So how can we afford it?
Look, people are putting off going to the dentist because they can't afford it. And when you do go, if you need something more than a routine treatment or your child needs braces, it can run into the thousands of dollars. Now, when we had minority parliament last time, the Greens got dental into Medicare for children. And so if you haven't used it yet, it's worth it. You can take your child to the dentist and use your Medicare card for treatment for under 18s. Now we want to get it in for everyone. Australians are already spending a huge amount of money going to the dentist. By bringing that into Medicare, it'll deliver real savings. How do we afford it? Well, at the moment, 1 in 3 big corporations in this country pays no tax at all. And so we've released a costed plan to make these big corporations start paying their fair share of tax. That more than covers the cost of getting dental into Medicare.
You know, you're not going to hold the Treasury portfolio after the election. I think you'd even concede that. I mean, you'd need to pick up 72 seats. Probably we'd put that into the basket of things that's not going to happen. But if you do hold a key position in, say, a minority government, or even more likely in the Senate after the election, is this going to be the hill that you die on? This is going to be the one policy you say, we're not passing your stuff until we get some action here.
Getting dental into Medicare will be a priority of for the Greens in that minority parliament that the experts are predicting is coming.
If we have one. We're not sure if we have one.
Well, many of the experts are saying it's likely. And when you've got, you just have to look at this first week of the campaign where, it's the battle of the Band-Aids. We're facing these big crises in this country. People can't afford to buy a home. People are skipping healthcare because they can't afford it. We've got floods, we've got fires, and instead we've just got this tinkering around the edges. We've got a choice between the timid and the terrible, really, and I think people deserve better than that. Now, you've got less than 1 in 3 people across the country voting, less than a third of the country votes for the government, a bit more than a third of the country voting for the opposition, and about a third voting for someone else. And so I think there is a really strong desire to have more voices there in Parliament. And we're saying in that situation, we're being really clear. We want to keep Peter Dutton out, and we'll get Labor to act on issues like getting dental into Medicare.
Okay. I've got a very important question for you, Adam. How did you get hold of one of those? And did you make it? What did you do?
We didn't make it. This is actually, it's off today to Luna Park to go and to see if we can give the big teeth down there a bit of a clean.
Okay.
It actually turned out one of the staff members had one of these sitting in their home.
Of course they did.
We scoured the internet to find one, to find we had one close to home.
It's hard to see in the studio as you walked in. I thought, is that Nick Xenophon? No, it's Adam Bandt.
Yep.
There we go.
I thought the same thing.
Thank you very much for coming in and with the prop.
Thank you.
And enjoy the campaign.
Good on you. Thanks very much.